Hello, this is Dub D from Dub D Products, and I'm going to show you the holy grail of application creations and implementations. So, there's a lot of different, and I won't say any names, application builders out there, and you pay them tokens to publish an app using their system. I'm going to show you how to do that for almost free. The only thing that I would pay for is depending on your um, AI choices. You might have to get a subscription to AI if you're going to put that into that for your API keys, which are usually very minimal. And then also we have a stack we use here, which is going to be Subbase for the back end and Netlify for the front end, which are both Netlify is like $19 a month, and Subbase is free for like a whole lot of applications in space. Anyway, let's move on. So the first thing you got to do, I like DeepSeek. It works for me. You can use whatever you want. I like it because I can give it the deep think. I've gotten used to it, and I know exactly what prompts to feed it, what makes it tick, and what makes it work. So if you've got one like that you know that you can manipulate into giving you the exact answer you want. So what I did is SAAP, software as a service. That's it. Build a patch. We've worked together so you understand some of the things I like. I want to create a system for motivating, managing, and increasing self-care, some type of RPG method for motivational with rewards, etc. For accomplishing certain tasks. I say self-care, I mean the full care mind, spirit, body, and soul. And we should probably lean heavily on the self-care best practices, la di da di da, including healthy eating, weight control. And I mentioned I always like to put my brand colors in here. So if you tell that, it's going to build it into that. And I wanted it to build a complete, there it is right there, a file tree scaffolding and the files needed for this. And so this is what I came up with. There's my file tree. Tells you everything that's going to be the files it's going to create for that. Implementation of plan, and then code that goes along with that. I've already been in here. Now here's another piece of it. When you set up your files for this, make sure you're using it on your local hard drive. Don't use iCloud or what I got Drive, personal OneDrive. Do not put it on a desktop or in OneDrive, because when it sends back and forth up to the cloud, it's a mess. So again, make sure that you're saving this in your local hard drive. And I've got made a file here that I call inside my locals under my usernames, my user, and then that's my name on that is the uh, all SaaS projects. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're going to use, I've got this one here set up for, where did it go? There it is. We're going to call this Core Quest Self Care, right? So now we've done that. Make sure you put your file there first before you do this part. Now, here's the fun part. This is where the magic happens. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up VS Code. Okay, a lot of you are probably really familiar with VS Code. It actually works and it doesn't cost anything. See, this is the project I was working on yesterday. Folders all been saved and put away. So now we're going to open this up and open folder. And then we're going to go to where we're at here, user, your username on your local drive. And then I got the file here, A1 all SASA. Anyway, and then we're going to the Core Quest Self Care. We're going to select that. It is now, yes, I trust me. It is now, and I always get rid of this thing too. It has now opened that file in your system. So now we're going to go back here to here, and we are going to, let's just start from here. And we're going to go down, highlight, you're going to highlight all of this, all the way down. That includes the file tree, all the files, all the way down. The trick to this is once you get it going, you hold that left-hand mouse button, and you push your down button as you go. So you're pushing down, because otherwise this is kind of tricky to copy paste some of these things, unless you know exactly, this is the easiest way for me. Okay, and let's see, where we go. So I don't think I really needed this one, but let's just go ahead and do it anyway. So now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back in here to VS Code. Now here is trick number 2. This is probably if you didn't hear anything else I heard or said through this whole process, here is the key to making it, using it. It'll do the exact same thing as those other plans that get you, you pay tokens. So every month they give you a handful of tokens, and it's never enough. When it starts fixing errors and stuff, you always run out of tokens. So make sure that you got chat as a Copilot here. Make sure that you've got it installed in your, down in here, you can go into extensions and put in, make sure that you've got the Copilot. Now, what I did here is so I got this, this is the trick. It needs to be in agent mode. Now, by default, it usually goes to the ask when you first open this, but it knows that I've already been highlighted. That is the biggest trick of the whole thing. Make sure that says agent. And you can see it here when you first start up. Now, sometimes as you go through the project, you go away and you come back and it might have toggled back to ask. Now, here's the funny part about that. You'll know the minute you try to have it doing something, it'll want you to open and write code. It just gives you ideas. With agent, I won't even explain it. I'm just going to show you. Okay? So now you want to paste. That's CTRL-V. All of that you just highlighted in your AI application. And we're going to push this button right here and watch it start working. So look at this here. So I'm going to tell you already, I'm going to help you to create this self-care RPG application, project plan, front end, back end, and it'll start giving you, it's going to break all this down. It's pretty smart. The first thing you know is it's always going to ask you to do that. It's going to install Next and React. Those are very key components to building any kind of an application on here. Sometimes, guess not. So what I had to do is it was stuck on here. It says now run. So then when I push this in here, it dropped down. It gave me the fresh file open. Now it's going to want to install npm. Okay, so it's installing. This is the core part of any kind of application that you build. It needs these specific files to actually work, to do the dirty work. It runs on that something package model or something. I forget what that is. So it's going to continue. Now it's going to do the dependencies for that React in npm. So if you've done any of this if you've built applications before, this is the very first things that need to be built or put in here ready to go. And it's actually made those files for that already, for these npm and your React, which is another part of the scenario. Now, what it's done is it's went ahead and put in like a how-to. This is the plan that it developed to put all of this stuff together. So it tells you what it's going to do. Features, code guide, all of that. That's going to be like a README file. And you can see it's already opening. It's a Netlify. Setting up the front end a little bit. There's your env. So you'll see as it goes, I repeat, Copilot AI agent is building this application. I'm sitting here watching it build. Okay? Now, sometimes you'll see that it gets to a certain part, and if it looks like it's stuck on stupid, no, it's not. It is. See, at first it looks like it's going slow, but it's creating all of these files. Look at these right here. There you go. It is creating these files, not you. So this is almost exactly the same way There's 2 of them that I know of, and I've seen it on the advertisement on Facebook now. There's 4 or 5 of them out there now. Somebody got smart about it, and I guess they're making their money. But this is for everyday Joe that just can't afford to pay. It's what? Okay, $20 a month. Okay, that isn't too bad. But if you want to build a lot of applications, and if you're doing a lot of work, that $20 goes for tokens. And let me tell you, I tried to do a project in there, and obviously I think big, and it's a grandiose project, which I actually finished up in here. And that $25 went so fast, the tokens, because when it starts doing this now, and this is going to do the same thing, it's going to come to places where there are issues, and it's going to need to fix files and move this and do that. It's not a one-time one and done, you know. I'm not going to tell you that you can just plug this in and walk away and it's going to build a whole thing, come back later with a glass of wine and you're good to go. No. You got to babysit it. It's going to do its little thing too, but it's not the same. Okay? So, like I said, that one day I started building that project. And it went to the end and it all looked pretty there, and you could see the view of it in the panel and pushing buttons and stuff, and it made it exactly just the way I wanted it to. So then it tells this error page come up, and it needs to fix this and it needs to fix that, is what it kept saying. I said, okay, fine, and you just push the button and it goes and it fixes this and it fixes that. Well, it went through about 4 or 5 of it. Let me fix this and let me fix this and that. And so when it comes back, then I go over to the view pane, and it's nowhere near what I had originally started. It started changing stuff. I didn't tell it to change anything. It just arbitrarily did whatever it wanted. And I thought, what does it even let it do that? Okay, fine. So let's have it rebuild whatever. I told it to do that. The next thing I know, I look over here in the tokens, and it's just going down and down and down. I used up every single one of $25 worth of tokens in one day on one project, and it didn't even get finished. I was so upset. I was excited because that program was doing what I wanted it to, and I was seeing my application being created right before my eyes. Well, it messed it up so bad, and I'm out of tokens. What am I going to do? Well, I go back into their website and see what I got to do to buy extra tokens and whatnot, and said they won't give you another $25 worth. You got to pay $35 for the same amount of tokens. And it's to say, they put some little tag in there to keep people from, they want you to get the upgraded to $50 a month or whatever. So now here's what's going to happen once in a while too. While you're working, it'll stop. It'll say it needs to continue to itinerate. So now while it's doing this, it's on pause. It's not working. You can tell when it's working. Down here, you'll see a button that says pause or stop. If you see this little arrow go, then you can come over here. This is the files it's created, and it's changed a little bit. And I go through arbitrarily once in a while, and I push this button, keep, all the way until it gets rid of, all the way down to all of those where it says it's gone. And I'll explain to maybe later on. It's basically just fixing files that it's wrote, and it's doing different things. So now you come back here, push continue, and it's going to start building more pages and whatever. It says files and stuff in here. So now you can see that when these files are here and it says keep button, you can't push it while this here is going. This is a stop and this is the pause, okay? If you don't see the little arrow, that means it's working. It's using up this panel. So you can't do anything while it's working unless you pause it or stop it. So I usually just go with pause because you never know what it might have been in the middle of. Instead of stop, it had to restart the whole thing. Okay? So other than that, you're watching this build just the same as the other. And I should have taken track of the time. Let's say we started at, we're going to say 10:30. 10:30 a.m. I started this project. Once we go through, at the very end, I'll show you the final project and give you the time frame and realize that, see, it's building all these files right here, right before your eyes. Look at it's working, it says. And sometimes it gets, if you see, it's doing. I get a little anxious sometimes if it's like spent a whole lot of time working on something and I don't see things moving around in here. So I'll pause it and say, did we get stuck? You got to be a little patient on some of this, especially in the beginning when it's creating these files, because there's a lot that goes into it. Each one of these files obviously has, see what it did? You see all this code? Did you see me write one single line of code here? That would be a big no. Do you know why you didn't see me writing all this code? I'm going to tell you a big secret right here, right now. Now, don't tell everybody, but I know jack diddly squat about writing code. I'm not a youngster. I'm not really old either. And I've worked on computers for many years and built software, installed software, Windows. And back in the day, I could uninstall and reinstall Windows into any PC, and for a couple of hours I was done. I've worked with computers and computer programs and software for a long time. But writing code, hell to the no. I just, no, I don't understand half of what this is. I kind of getting it figured out now after watching this thing write it. And these are all dividers and class names and all this other stuff. And these are, I found out, very key components in every, here we go. Now it wants to do something else here. Create an execution. Okay, whatever it wants to do, let's do it. Build this. Build and run what? Core Quest. So look, it's art. Don't tell me it's got there already. Now this was a simple one, so this one might just go a lot quicker. Like I said, the one I had yesterday. So I'm going to launch that project, by the way, and might use pieces of that video to more complicated. But this one here, I made a simple one just so that we wouldn't be every day working through all of this. And so it's probably come to the place now where I may be able to see the, let me see what happens here. Nope, it's got it invite React. Let's get out of here. Nope, get out of there. Let's go back here. So what is it trying to say? It's trying to tell me to open this. We were just there. Oh, this is going to do it in a simple page, which is good too. A simple web page is really nice. And it says it's already excellent, successfully created. It's going to tell you what is created. It's done, went through there. All the UI purposes, technical, blah, 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 blah. And it's going to tell you what to do next. We're going to have to do a lot of other stuff, what's running and what's running. And it thinks it's all done. And this is where you say, no, you're not done, because we have a BLANKPAGE. Spell that out. It says blank page. Let me see what's happening. See, there you go. So when you got issues, whatnot, you just tell it what it is. It's going to go back and it's going to look all the stuff in here, and it's going to fix whatever it needs. And you might go back and forth with this for a while. It's an exercise of patience once in a while. But in our, we haven't done that yet either. This is your GitHub base, and that's something else. If you don't have a GitHub account, get it. As you like that play on words, get your GitHub account. I'm really sorry about that last part of the video, the beginning. We made that a little bit long. I've actually had to rebuild that entire project. Sometimes stuff happens. But all of the information I gave at the beginning about the setting up the files, using, especially down here, using your agent, always push and pull your GitHub. Make sure that you're continually update. Keep everything clean. When you turn everything off for the day, clean out, close all these files, etc., etc., etc. And here is what this has got to. And we put a bypass button in so I could go right to. Here is what the actual application looks like after all of that fun stuff and building and rebuilding. You can see, and it's going to give me, we're going to connect this. We haven't done that yet. And so you just tell it. It gets to a certain point, it might tell you, or you tell it. You want to set your stuff up at Netlify for your front end, and then you want to get your back end set up through the other, sup base, and it'll continue. Right now we're in the actual local host address right now to test this out, and as you can see, it's put my dashboard. We got the MindQuest, and it's got all these different things in here. Now if you'll notice here what it is, it's for the day, okay? And so you'll do a complete, and well, it's not connected up to my sup base yet, so these aren't working the way that they should, but they will. And then so it also has a calendar. You can go back in and see other days. I'm not sure if it'll let you go forward. Nope, it won't let you go forward, but it'll let you go back. It'll let you see things from that you've done from the days before. And as we go back in here, you can see basically all of these things are added in here. BodyQuest, 30-minute cardio, drink glasses of water. It's real close to a habit tracker for all of these different sections, but it goes a little bit further. And then in here, it'll give you your achievement and awards that aren't loaded yet, but it will be. Let's see if it'll load me here. No, dashboard. This is where you're going to see like achievements and awards and your level, your progresses, your quest. It's going to show you all the different things in here when you go to your dashboard. So that's what we created. And like I said, I just got to go in here now and connect everything up. There's probably some fine tuning here, but next thing I'm going to tell it is to set up our, I know I always forget this guy, Netlify. It's a strange name. I probably pronounced it wrong. Set that up, set up the back end, get everything set, connected. I'm not sure if we even have a, yeah, here's an ENV file, and there we go. It's showing right now. We put in a dummy key so that we can go ahead and get in here to the actual application to be able to see it. But as it goes through now, I'm going to go ahead and set all of this up. If you've done this type of stuff before, I'm not going to make this a 4-hour video. This is as far as we're going to go with this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. And again, we literally created this application in, I would say, a grand total of probably 4 hours to that point, plus setting this up. So a simple application like that, you should have it done in 1 day. Simple, easy peasy. Here's the best part. No tokens, no buying subscriptions. Not every time you do an edit, you don't have to put in tokens and lose all your tokens when you're really just trying to build up an application. So I'm going to stop with this. We're going to put it all together in the other video, piece it together. And I thank you for listening. This is Dub D from Dub D Products. And be sure to visit our website. It's a little bit behind right now at dubdproducts.com. And eventually you'll see me advertising and putting up landing pages for, I've got one for sure almost completely done. I got this almost completely done. You have a wonderful day. Thank you, thank you, thank you.